If you have wondered why your sciatica keeps coming back, this video is for you. If you've had that pain shoot down your leg, felt it settle for a while, and then watched it show right back up, keep watching. Hi, I'm Dr. Jaffery, a chiropractor here in Millwoods, Edmonton. And this is one of the most frustrating things I hear in my office. I thought it was gone. Why does it keep coming back? So let me actually walk you through what's going on. Because once you understand it, the pattern makes a lot more sense. First, let's be clear on what sciatica actually is. Sciatica isn't really a diagnosis or a problem described on its own. It's just a description. It's the name doctors give to pain that travels along the path of your sciatic nerve, usually starting in the low back or deep in the glute and running down the back of the leg. Sometimes if it's a sharp shooting pain, sometimes it's burning, and sometimes it's numbness or pins and needles. But here's the key part. The pain you feel down your leg is coming from something irritating that nerve higher up, usually at the lower back or hip level. So that's the reason it keeps coming back. First of all, if you only chase the pain in your leg, you're chasing the symptom, not the source. The leg is where you feel it. The low back or the hip is often where it actually is coming from. Calming the flare-up without addressing what's irritating the nerve in the first place, and you've turned the volume down, but you've left the source running in the background. That's why it settles for a few weeks and then returns. The second reason is what I would call the feel better and stop trap. Here's the pattern I see constantly. The pain gets bad, you rest, maybe you take some medication, and you move less. And after a week or two, it eases off. It feels better. So you go right back to everything you were doing before, exactly the way you were doing it, without addressing the source. Nothing about the underlying setup gets changed. So the next time you bend, you twist, you sit for too long, or lift something awkward, the same irritation gets triggered again. Feeling better and being better are not the same thing. And sciatica is very good at exploiting that gap. The third reason is the one almost nobody tells you about. The support system around the spine, where the nerves come out from, gets weakened over time. When your back has been sore on and off for months or years, you naturally start to move less. You guard the area and avoid loading it. Your brain starts to lock down as if forgetting that the problem exists. It's totally understandable. It's a compensation mechanism. So more and more of the day-to-day load falls on the exact area that's already sensitive. A weaker support system means it takes less and less to set the whole thing off again. That's why for a lot of people, the flare-ups start coming closer and closer together. With these combinations, your body's sensors that give your brain feedback, especially at the base of your skull, essentially your first cervical bone called your atlas, they stop functioning well. And the fourth piece is your daily patterns, the small stuff you didn't even notice. Sitting for hours in the same position, always crossing the same leg, sleeping in a certain way that always keeps the low back cranky first thing you wake up in the morning, standing all day on hard floors. None of these are dramatic, but repeated hundreds of times a week. They keep feeding a low level of irritation, so you're never really starting from zero. So put those together, the source not being addressed, stopping the moment it feels better, a weakening support system, and dysregulation of your sensors, and you got the exact recipe for why that sciatica keeps coming back. Now the important part, when should you actually get this looked at properly instead of writing it out again? A few things I'd want you to take seriously. If you've got pain, numbness, or weakness traveling down into the leg or foot, not just a sore back, but symptoms going down the leg. If it's been happening around for more than a few weeks and just isn't settling the way it used to, and it's been on and off. Remember, it doesn't have to be consistent. Even if it's on and off, if it's waking you up at night, if each flare-up seems to be getting easier to trigger or lasting longer than the one before. And absolutely, if you ever have changes with your bladder or bowel or numbness in the saddle area, that's not a wait and see. That's a get seen urgently. None of that is meant to scare you. It's just that the recurring nerve pain in your body telling you the source hasn't been sorted out. And that's worth understanding properly rather than guessing at it. So what does getting it looked at properly actually means? It means someone taking the time to figure out where your sciatica is actually coming from, the history of how it behaves, assessing your entire nervous system, not just your low back. Remember those sensors, how you move, what makes it better and what makes it worse, a proper, thorough neurological assessment of your entire nervous system before anybody talks about a plan. Because your sciatica and your neighbor's sciatica can feel identical, but it can come from different places. And the whole point is to stop guessing and understanding your condition and the source of your sciatica properly. If that's where you are and you've been through the come and go cycle enough times and you're ready to actually understand it, that's exactly what we do here at Divine Spine Millwoods. We start off with an easy $27 exam. We take a proper look at what's going on and we talk about the source before anybody talks about a plan. Look, I can't guarantee you that we can help every case of sciatica, and if we can't, we're going to point you in the direction that's best for you. Either way, I want you to take one thing from this video. If your sciatica keeps coming back, it's not random and it's not just getting older. There's a reason, and reasons can be understood. Get it looked at properly and stop settling for the cycle. I'll see you at the next one.